My name is Trina, and today I'm going to demonstrate clipping with my friend Iris here. The first thing when you're clipping is knowing why you're clipping. We clip our horses to help them look a little neater, a little cleaner, just take off a little bit of the hairs outside the eyes, around the muzzle, trim up their legs, make them look nice and neat. So the second thing is safety. So I have my clippers and I have a pair of cordless clippers, but if I had clippers with a cord, I would make sure that my cord is always plugged in on the same side as I am. If I was clipping on the other side of her, I would unplug my clippers and I would plug them in on the other side. And so another safety thing is I will turn on my clippers and I will turn them on far enough away so she hears the noise and is used to them. And then what I would do is leave them on and I would bring them closer and I would let her feel the vibrations through my fingers, and that will help her get used to the vibrations so she's prepared when I do start clipping. So I'm going to clip my horse's muzzle first. I like to start nose down, and that helps make sure I don't forget anything. I've got 40 blades on my clippers, and I'm going to go ahead and get her little muzzle hairs. I'm going to turn on my clippers away from my horse. I'm going to let her feel the vibrations, and then I'm going to clip. And I just gently run the clipper blades flush along her nose and her muzzle to just trim off all those little hairs. And we don't have too much on there because I clipped her a few days ago, but turn my clipper blades off, switch to the other side of my horse, and let her know I'm turning the hair away, touch her through, and then again run them flush along the skin so you can get all those little hairs. And some horses are going to have really long hair if your horse has got a winter coat, so then I wouldn't do this with 40 blades because you're more likely to trim something that shouldn't be trimmed, or if you're uncertain or unconfident about clipping, then I would clip my horse's muzzle with 10s, just in case. So my horse I'm going to clip is her bridle path. We do this that way her hair doesn't get tangled up in the bridle and the halter when we're putting it on. And because she's an Arabian breed horse, she has a longer bridle path because that's more stylish and it shows off the curve of her neck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my clippers, and I've got 40 blades on these. I'm going to touch her a little bit, and I'm just going to go ahead and go flush against the hairs, making sure I don't take off any extra, because it's easy to take off hair, but it's hard to put it back. We've got our lovely bridle path done now. So the next thing I'm going to clip on Miss Iris is her ears, and you can either use 10 blades or 40 blades if you are going to bald them out for a horse show. And what I would do, if she doesn't need her ears clipped, is what I'm going to do is I'd turn them on away from her, touch her with them, let her know what's happening, and kind of cup the ear lightly, and I can either pinch the ear and then just trim off what's on the outside of it, or if I'm balding her ear out, I usually stick my thumb there to kind of mute the noise, and then I would run my blade inside the ear to trim out all of those hairs inside the ear. And that's how you trim an ear. The next thing I'm going to clip on my horse is the long hairs that grow around the coronary band of the hoof. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 10s on my clippers, and I'm going to hold the clippers flush against the hoof, and I'm just going to kind of flick up to just take off those long hairs. Again, some places do this and some don't. We do this here. So on horses that have white legs here at William Wood's Western Barn, we will shave the white all the way off to help keep it neat, tidy, and clean. It'll usually stay whiter longer. So what I will do is I will turn my clippers on, I will let her know I'm down here, and I would just run my clippers flush against the hair and just carefully take off all of that white. And that's how you do that. So So the next place I'm going to clip Miss Iris is around her eyes. Not every barn or not every trainer will want you to clip around the eyes. A lot of people think it allows the horse, if they bump into something in the dark, it will protect their eyes, they'll feel it touch the hairs. But here we do clip those. And what I'm going to do is I've got 40 blades on again, and I'm going to run it along the top of her eye. And then I'm going to carefully protect her eye, and I'm going to just kind of flick upwards and try not to get her eyelashes. And hers don't need to be done, so I'm going to leave hers alone this time. But there you go, that's how you do eye feelers. So the next place I'm going to clip on Miss Iris is underneath her chin in this whole groove under here. And I have two options. I can either go against the hair and I can comb, kind of, and that will leave the hairs longer and just take off the really, really long guard hairs. And that's a good option if you have a really hairy horse. And I have 10s on. 10s have a longer cut, so we don't want to shave them bald. The other option, which I'm going to do, is I'm going to go against the grain of the hair with the blades flush against her skin, and I'm going to take off all of that hair. So I'm going to go ahead and turn them on away from her, touch her a little bit, and I've got what's called a grooming halter on. So I can unclip that, and I can run it flush against her skin, and take off. Continue. Okay. I'm also going to get up under here. And sometimes their skin wrinkles up a little bit, so I pull it flat so you don't jab them with the blades. And then I'm going to make sure I get all the way down under here. Your horse should look nice and neat after that's done.